YouTube, Vagabond Mel here, and today it's a beautiful day. As you can see, it's just lovely. The sky is a beautiful grayish white. So guys, I'm a little confused right now. It says it's 2:03 on my Spyder, but I'm supposed to be in work at 1:30. Did I just completely lose track of time? Well, I'm going to work and I'll know by the time I get there what time it really is, because I really don't think it's 2:03. We're good? We're good. Well, I made it to work on time, so my clock is wrong on the trike. I don't know how to fix it. I don't know if you guys are familiar with Gobble. It's a food delivery service. It's pretty fantastic. I'm a huge fan of Gobble. I used to get regular meals delivered every week, 3 times a week, and it was so good, easy to make, healthy, and they were relatively affordable compared to other places. So Gobble was hands down my favorite, and I tried a whole bunch of food delivery, those food services. But anyway, I don't do it anymore. Maybe I will if I get a little extra money lying around. Right now I shop at Aldi's, so. But yeah, if I get extra money, I'll definitely do Gobble again. Anyway, Gobble has this really great thing. They provide a service. It's called the Thanksgiving Gobble Box, and you get everything you need. It feeds, you could get a one box to feed 4 to 6 people, or you could get a box that feeds 6 to 8 people. And I think it's the best thing ever, because they give you all the recipes, how to put everything together. It's all fresh, there's nothing is frozen. It is all fresh food. That's another reason why I like it. And so that's what I got this year. I've been doing it for 3 or 4 years now in a row, getting these Gobble boxes and cooking my family dinner. And this year's no different. So it comes with a bunch of sides, and I have a very small kitchen, a very small oven, and I'm just bringing the turkey to my dad right now. I'm going to his house, and he's going to cook the turkey on Thanksgiving Day. So it's going to be his job to put it in the oven, get it all nice and ready. And it's easy. You don't do anything except you take the turkey out of the box and you put the turkey in the oven. He doesn't have to do anything else. That's it. So then I'll do all the sides. I'm gonna bring all the sides, and I just think it's so friggin' convenient. This year is gonna be tough because it's the first year without my mom with us, and it's gonna be super hard. So I just visited my dad, and Liz wanted me to pick up some of these, but they look really gross. I don't even know if we'll be able to use them. She's making some kind of muffin for Thanksgiving for her family. Another thing I picked up is this little guy, and I'm almost positive that this was in my mom's car. It was like on the dashboard of my mom's car for so many years, and she'd just kiss it. Like every time she'd go into the car, she'd take it off the little Velcro or whatever it was on, and she'd kiss it. And there used to be lipstick all over it, but the lipstick has melted away. I'm almost positive this is the little ornament that was in the car, and it was there since I could remember. Like, I don't know, I was like maybe 5 or something, and she'd always kiss her. I think it's Saint Francis, maybe. I'm not good at knowing the saints. So I think I'm gonna leave that in my trike as just like a little, not a good luck charm, but something to look over me on my travels on the Can-Am Spyder. Oh, and just for reference, today is November 26th, and it's 52 degrees out. It's pretty nice. It's gonna start getting dark in an hour, and I have to go to Cox Communications to return a modem and a router because I no longer want to have a contract with them. So I'm gonna do that. So while I was visiting my dad, I told him about all the songs that I've been making with AI, and he was just really amazed by it, and I love that. He gets a kick out of it just as much as I do. I get a kick out of it too, with what you can make these days with very little effort, minimal effort. This song right here, I made it on AI. I really like the sound of violin, like a symphony. I just think it sounds so nice. It's relaxing. I mean, for an actual person to do this, like a conductor who writes the music for all the parts, all the different parts, and writes the music for each instrument being played and puts it all together, that is a lot of work. And here's AI doing it in 2 seconds. The song, all the musical parts, everything, and you get this. I used to work there. I worked there. They changed the name since then. I worked there when I was, I think I was 18 years old. I worked there for 2 years. That was a 2 years is a very long time for an 18-year-old. That's like a good percentage of your life. And so I worked with the elderly people. I was a dietary aide. I worked in the kitchen of a convalescent home, but they don't call it convalescent homes anymore. Now they're called rehabilitation centers. And when I worked there, it was called Cheshire Convalescent. And I was a dietary aide. My job, I did all the jobs in the kitchen except being a cook. My cooking duties were very minimal. When I did have to prepare something, they're all really simple meals to prepare, but what I did all the jobs, really, honestly. So I had to puree food and put a special thickening agent into the food, so the patients don't choke. It's called dysphagia. Was their food diet. They were either pureed, all pureed, or they were dysphagia. And dysphagia was a mixture between completely pureed and having chunks. So I'm not sure if I would ever want to be dysphagia, because having my meal just partially in chunks, I mean partially pureed, having chunks in it, that it just, to me it sounds like, I hate to say it, sounds like vomit. Yeah, but like if it's all pureed, I could totally deal with it, because it's like baby food and mashed potatoes and it's no problem. But yeah, sometimes I had to do stuff like that, and I'd make jello and I'd make toast in the morning. Sometimes I'd have to get up at 5 a.m., maybe earlier than 5 a.m. and I'd go and make breakfast for the residents there. And you know what, I love that job. We had such a fun time, the crew. I still remember all their names. There was Bob. You know, Bob was awesome. He was the chef, and he was about maybe around 70 years old, and I was like around 18 years old at the time. And me and him, we'd sit down and just talk about philosophy. Never in my life have I ever had another person like him where I could sit down and just talk about all this stuff. Well, I shouldn't say that, because yeah, there's Kathy at work that I work with now. God bless her, I love her. She loves that stuff just as much as I do. But me and Bill, not Bob, his name was Bill. Me and Bill had the best conversations, and I learned a lot from him. Like, he opened my mind up to so many things. And then there was Sally, the chef. She was funny. There was Kim, and then there was Sue. There was Vinny. Vinny always told jokes. He was a character. Who else was there? There was I want to say Elliot. His sister worked there too with him. It's not Elliot though. It's something else. Him and his sister, Latoya or something, or Keisha. I can't remember, but they were awesome. And my boss, Ed the boss, he was like a big kid. Like, we got along so well together. It was a true family, that place. Oh, and Carol. Can't forget Carol. Carol was like on our level. Like, she talked to us like she was well into her 40s, and she talked to me like just one of her regular friends that she'd hang out with. That, like, I was young, but I was treated like I was no different, like I was their equal. But the thing is, like, since I did all the jobs, I also did the dishes. I washed dishes, and sometimes residents would leave their dentures on the trays when they come back down, and that's not fun. Another job, like, I had to take out the garbage, and like after we washed the dishes, we'd have like this huge bag of garbage. Sometimes we'd try to fill it as much as we can, but most of the time we had to split it up into 2 garbage cans, because especially if a girl like me was working and I was in charge of the garbage, it's so heavy. And this one time I was outside taking out the garbage to the dumpster, and the dumpster was so full that I had to hoist this bag up as high as I can. I had to hoist it up, and the bag ended up breaking, and all this goopy, gunky, half-digested food ran down my bare arm. It touched my skin. I was wearing rubber gloves, but they were just not elbow high rubber gloves. I better speed up here. I gotta pay attention. Yeah, I definitely have to speed up. Another thing about working at Cheshire Convalescent was I was a hostess in their dining room. That was probably my favorite job. My favorite job was hosting the dining room. My jeans feel wet, but I think they're just cold. I need to get some what do you call it? Long johns. Well, anyway, to get back to my story of working at the convalescent center, Cheshire Convalescent, I was hostess for the dining room where residents would get wheeled down, or they walk down and have a seat in the dining room, and then, you know, we had a lunch and dinner there, and I did both lunch and dinner, and I really got to know all the residents there, and like every single person there, you know, I knew them by name. Oh God, I want to cry again thinking about it. Damn it. Mrs. Cratchenfell, she was always sitting right there, right up in front. Oh man. And the thing is, like, she was just the sweetest lady. I was like, Mrs. Cratchenfell, what's your favorite type of music? And she told me a type of music that she liked, and it was something that I never heard of, but I looked it up, and it's the kind of music that goes ba ba da ba 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 da ba 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 da. It's like Joplin, not Janis Joplin, but like I think it's called Joplin. Or something like that. It's like da 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 da. It's very old-timey stuff. So I got to know all those people. Mrs. Stroker, she used to come down to the dining room, and you know, she'd complain, you know, with the other girls at her table. Mrs. Swarsky was sitting at her table. Man, who else sat at their table? It was a table of four ladies. They'd all sit together, and then Mrs. Stroker would go and have a cigarette every day after lunch. She's like, okay, I'm going to smoke, and then she was pretty awesome. And then there was a table of four of the gentleman table. They were next to the ladies, and I remember Mr. Gaynor. Man, there was I did know all their names, I promise, but I just can't remember now. I remember Mrs. Ferguson, Mrs. Adams, Lillian. She used to love coffee. She used to say coffee, coffee, coffee. And that's all she could say. Like, she didn't say anything else. Oh, man. And, you know, there was this one lady, Mrs. Cahill. She always gave me so much trouble. Like, she was, like, if you heard the way she spoke to me, you'd be like, oh my God, how can you deal with that? I cannot believe you dealt with stuff like that. But honestly, like, I loved this lady. Even if she talked so horrible to me, I did not care. And that is the honest to God truth. I loved her. And it was, when I first started being a hostess, you know, it was her table. Mrs. Cahill sat with Lena Ott, and they'd talk about me, you know, just like little bickerings about me and how I'm like doing my job and stuff. And like I don't know why I never felt angry toward it, ever, not once. If anything, I felt like, oh, They could do whatever they want, I don't care. And this one time, Lena actually stood up for me when Mrs. Cahill started going in on it, you know, like Lena said, don't say that, she's actually a very nice girl. And I was like, I just wanted to cry at that moment. Man, all these people are good. I'm sorry, guys. I have my period. It's cloudy out. I'm trying this new thing. It's called an ND filter, and it's right on my camera. It's a camera lens for my GoPro, and I'm trying it out. I hope it works, because my videos look like poo-poo on the big screen TV, but everybody else's looks nice. Like, I watch other people's moto vlogs and they all look so nice, except mine looks like poo-poo. So I'm trying this ND filter, and my helmet seems to fog up now that it's a little colder out. Where am I going? 800 feet, 67 west. Okay, I'm going right here. Here we are. I tell you what though, man, I love riding this trike, and I love talking to you people. And I know I feel like I'm talking to myself right now, and at the same time I'm not alone. It's like, if you're ever sad and you want to be alone, but at the same time you don't want to be alone, you know what I mean? I don't know if anybody's ever felt that way before. I know I have. I've felt it many times. And this moto vlogging is it's so nice to just be able to be alone and at the same time not be alone. It's like almost too good to be true, you know? I stumbled upon something amazing when I purchased this vehicle, and the more I get myself out there in the world and experiment with different things, I'm learning as I go, you know? Like, if something's not working, I do things a little bit differently, and I just keep building and building on it. And the thing is, if you don't get out there and try, and if you don't do anything, you're not, like, you just get stuck. If you don't know what to do with your life, I say do something. Anything. It doesn't have to be the right thing. Just do something. And then once you're doing it, then you'll learn, okay, well, I'd rather be doing this. And you know what I mean? Like, it's a progression. You build off of it. I hear a train. Okay, the Cox communication. Oh, there it is. There's Cox. Yes, they're really called Cox. Oh, thank you. Whee! Where should I go? I'll go this way. Oh, good. It looks like nobody's there. Fantastic. Sure, I still gotta go to the store. Alright, guys. Very nice talk. I will see you in a little bit. Oh, I was driving around all day, and my windshield was fogging up. I still have to get home. I need to get like a cloth, like a microfiber cloth. I have Liz's scarf. I really need to invest in some anti-fog spray or whatever they use. I got my tinfoil pans, so don't have to worry about that. So I left the house today at 1:30 and now it is 5 o'clock. That says 5:30, but it's actually 5 o'clock. And I've been driving like all day today, and my helmet is fogging up like crazy. I don't care. I want to keep riding. I want to keep riding into the night. You guys, I have to tell you something. I've never been really good at taking care of myself, like when it comes to eating. Like I've never had a very good regimen when it comes to eating. I don't know why, but since I think it started like high school or junior high, I've never paid attention to it. It was just like a background noise. Like when I wanted to hang out with my friends, they'd be like, "Oh yeah, I'll come over right after dinner," or "Yeah, let's go. I can meet up before dinner." Like everything revolved around food. And in the meantime, I'm thinking like, who cares about food? Let's hang out. We have the rest of our lives to eat, but not the rest of our lives to hang out, which is not true because we are still friends to this very day. Turns out we had plenty of time to hang out. So what I'm getting at is, guys, that I did not eat today, not one bite, and it is already 5 o'clock at night. And the last time I ate, I'm trying to do intermittent fasting where I don't eat anything between the hours of 7 p.m. and 11 a.m. So I'm trying to do that. The last time I ate, I think it must have been like around 7 p.m. or before 7 p.m. yesterday. And it's weird, like I know I'm supposed to be hungry, and I feel something. I feel very thirsty. I'm super thirsty. I'm more thirsty than I am hungry. Sometimes I just don't, it doesn't register that, oh, I'm supposed to eat right now. Especially when I'm playing video games. I was in high school. I used to take my lunch money and put it aside for the mall. Like I didn't get an allowance, so whatever money I got was strictly just for lunch money, and I considered that's my allowance. And at the end of the week, every Friday, me and my friends would go to the mall and hang out, and I'd have like, I don't know, 25 bucks, and I could buy a CD and a poster, which is exactly what I did. Instead of eating lunch, I would buy a CD and a poster. And this was in the 90s. This is how I was in the 90s. This isn't how everybody was. It's just me specifically. My hands are feeling cold. Oh, my warmers are on. I gotta keep my hands on the grips so they stay warm. But it's really just my hands that are cold. Everything else is fine. Because I also have my seat warmer on. I am home and I am so tired. I'm tired because I'm hungry. Okay guys, thank you for coming along with me on my epic Spyder ride. I hope you have an excellent time as much as I did. Okay, bye-bye.